What's up, beautiful people? I got something special for you today. This is overdue. I know of him. We've seen him collab with Ren, but it's high time I check out more of his work and artistry. Jacob Lucas Anderson, better known as PROF, is an American rapper, singer, and artist, and it's time we check him out together. You have been patiently waiting. Check out my reaction to his work with Ren, Pain Salesman. Other than that, and listening to Lightwork, his live version, go check that out on my Patreon. Other than those, I've not seen much of Prof's work, so I want to change that. Also, one more thing, make sure to subscribe to him. I've been noticing this more and more with several artists that they have videos with millions and millions of views, but the subscriber number does not match. And I want y'all to remember, first of all, let's not just be consumers. Let's help these channels by engaging, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. The more subscribers a channel has, the more exposure it'll get, the more the algorithm will push it. We're going to check out one of his latest releases. I know there are videos that have millions and millions of views, so let me know in the comments which one's your favorite, which one is most indicative, representative of what Prof can do, or what your favorite is for that matter. But just to support and give it momentum and help drive it, I want to check out his latest release, Garden of Eden, Good Time Boy Live. You guys ready for this one? I do not know what to expect. I'm bracing myself. I appreciate the authenticity. I noticed that in, what was it, Lightwork? His cadence flow and the way he can spit those bars is mind-blowing to me. But when it comes to these lives, I appreciate how everything is audible. Like even the smacking of lips, it comes across very authentically. Like he does not give two fudges. And I think there's something freeing when you have people like that are just all about their art and being authentically themselves.
We fell in love before we even knew what it was. Look at us living life previous to the flood.
Oh snap. I know I read earlier that he's a rapper and a singer, but I did not know he can sing. That just kind of went in one ear out the other.
To the flood.
Garden of Eden, before the flood. Okay.
I swear to God we were free, it wasn't always this way. But you're still by my side through the night, through the terrors and the homicides. Got me thinking to myself, we got a choice, we can still make some love in the day. It wasn't always this way, it's alright. I know we still have some pages to write. Ain't no stopping for my soul to be grateful, and we can get less separate if you say so. We don't need to pay attention to what they know. I know what I know.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with his voice. He got a great vocal control and great vocal range, hitting those high notes nicely. Nice timbre to his voice. Touch, soft little rasp, but just, he got a very unique, full voice. I like it. This is neat. The lyrics are pretty special too. We'll talk about those in a second.
We don't need to pay attention to what they know. I know what I know. For the rest of my life I will be open-eyed. No matter how unjust, they couldn't take love from us. Look at us. We in the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
I want to live. I want to live like this. I want to live with you right now. We in the Garden of Eden.
I'm liking
How
this
long
one.
was I gone for, baby? I've been waiting for a good day.
I really appreciate the play here on the Garden of Eden pre-flood, right? Noah's flood, Noah's Ark and the flood. These are special lyrics. On surface level, this sounds just like a nice, sweet love song. But I think there's more we can talk about there. I appreciate this.
From my past to my future to just drop away. If I can move in here right now, then I'm gonna stay. I've been really low down lately. I see extinction of experience. Lost in our phones, we are lost and alone. The extinction of experience.
Lost in our phones. The subtitles say in our funds, but he said phones, didn't he? Lost and alone. The extinction of experience. This is hella deep.
Today we're testing every live shopping app. because supposedly the future of shopping is live. I'm talking about social media live streams just like this one. The product is sold every 3 seconds to a live audience. And in parts of the world, it is
No forgiveness or grace. We lay in the beds that we make. The jailer isn't free, he is in there for his prisoner's sake. My God, my love. We're flying apart from each other. My love. She's centrifugal force. My love. We all putting red paint on a red rose. My God, my love. I'm begging for permission to start living my life. The whole world's been hiding right in front of my eyes. Right now, happiness now. I need happiness now. Oh, my purpose is you, that's my promise to you. I'm yours. I'm yours. I want to live like this. To live with you right now, right by my side. Yours. Yours.
Okay, Prof. The heck? Oh.
I love you with my heart, my soul, I'm yours. In the Garden of Eden. I want to live like this. I'm yours. I'm yours.
That's a catchy melody, by the way. Garden of Eden. Ah.
I'm yours. I'm yours. I'm yours.
That sounds like baby laughter. Did he have a child recently? This could be a love song towards a partner. This could be towards the love that, you know, having a child evokes.
I'm yours.
Wow. 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 Dang. This was deep. I love that contrast between the overstimulating noise of the live shopping commercials and the social media sounds and all the talking that felt chaotic in contrast to the baby laughing. And I think that fits to what we're talking about. We're going to put up these lyrics in a second. I have never heard him sing, so I've got to say I'm really impressed. I love the timbre of his voice, his vocal range, that control when he was hitting those high notes. I love the authenticity. It didn't feel perfectly auto-tuned, like he can hit every note with pitch-perfect precision, and it's just all generated. It felt real. It felt authentic. From him smacking his lips in the beginning to him breathing to him being emotional throughout the song. You can tell he was at the verge of tears to in the very end, that quivering, shaking breathiness, as if trying to hold back the tears. Very emotional song, an amazing composition. I love the whole build up. It has that feeling that Jon Bellion and his work gives me. This kind of feeling that is well mastered, mixed and mastered, intricate and creative. Jon Bellion, as an example, is one of those artists to me that makes his compositions and his arrangements in such an intricate way. And you'll have the modern elements, and you'll have, you know, the drums, and you'll have elements that are very modern, but then you can just show his love for music, and he brings in the strings, and there's the crescendo and the build up, and then the flutes in just the right moment, and it's very real experiences. And Prof made me feel that way with this work. I know he can rap, and the little that I've seen has just had me mind blowing. It made me feel like that's rap unlike any other type of rap I've ever heard. And I know not all rap is created equal, and it's exciting to me to continually see how there's just so much diversity among various rappers and artists. But I had never heard him sing, or not that I can remember. And I feel like this was real. This was human experience and emotion put into song. And the whole composition had that feeling. It was a catchy beat, and it was an amazing composition and track that was mixed and mastered well with the sound effects and the laughing and the social media live shopping advertisement in between. And yet had music, beautiful music. It didn't feel like it was just computer generated with a couple of vocals. You had beautiful stacking. You had the harmonies. You had the chorus carrying through as he was ad-libbing and singing "I'm yours" at the top of his lungs, like a declaration, like an emotional, passionate declaration, confession of love. It was very human amidst the chaos of the social media advertisement track in the background. Then you had that build up in the end with the strings. You know what I mean? Like this beautiful mix between modern and computeristic elements and social media feeling and what you would hear being born in this generation or living in this time mixed with someone who really loves and appreciates music and knows how to blend those various elements in a creative way. The songwriting has me very, very impressed. And I'm guessing, let me look that up real quick. Yes, he wrote the lyrics, calling it a deeply personal piece that took over 2 decades of personal growth to create. Wow. Oh my gosh. He said, PROF stated that he spent over 20 years of growth preparing to write the track, noting, I've been working on a song my whole life, really. I end the album with a song called Garden of Eden. I got to check out the whole album, don't I? He regards it as the most important and emotionally resonant work of his career, stating that if it were the last song he ever made, he would be completely satisfied. You know a song is special when someone can say that. An artist who lives, breathes, and eats, sleeps music, who lives to create. When an artist can say, I'd be okay with that being the last thing I ever do, you know they found their purpose and you know the song is special. And I think you can hear that in this song. The lyrics are absolute. The songwriting level is top tier. I'm impressed. We fell in love before we even knew what it was. To me, it's this whole play on the biblical Garden of Eden, right? 2 people coming into existence, being created, and there being innocence and eyes of wonder, newness, right? The garden is new, the animals are new, you can name them. You don't know what in the unicorn farts is happening, but there's fruits you're not supposed to eat and fruits you're allowed to eat, and you don't know you're naked, and suddenly you realize you're naked because you took a bite of the fruit God said not to. The Garden of Eden to many people symbolizes paradise, the beginning of things and innocence. We fell in love before we knew what it was. I appreciate that lyric so much because it does make me think of young love. It does make me think of young people who fall in love before they have any life experience to understand what love really means. And love is not just a feeling of falling in love or butterflies in your stomach. Many of us who've lived a few minutes on this planet, we know that love really is more of a verb than it is a feeling, and that it takes sacrifice and forgiveness and mercy, and that it can look differently to different people, and that it's complex and simple and confusing at the same time. Look at us living life previous to the flood. Okay, this play on the Garden of Eden that was biblically, chronologically speaking, pre-Noah's Ark and the flood, before sin took over the world, before God looked at the planet and said, nah, this is a mess, I got to start over. And then other than Noah and his wife and his sons and their wives, and 2 pairs of each type of animal, everybody was like put away, right? It's this picture of innocence and love, pre-corruption, pre-sin, pre-destruction. I swear to God, we were free. It was not always this way. Crazy. This idea, it's a beautiful double entendre to me. It's very picturesque songwriting that allows me to picture things. It allows me to picture biblical stories. That allows me to picture an innocent love, pre-struggles, pre-sin, pre-heartache. You are still by my side through the night, through the terrors and the homicides, which is beautiful because to me, this could be so many things. In the end, it makes me think of a parent that's had a child and loves this new being changes how you look at the world. It allows you to remember an innocence and something that you sometimes feel has been long lost when you've been tainted by the world. It makes me think of a love with a human being when you are fortunate enough to meet someone and you feel like your souls connect and you ponder on the innocent love that it used to be, but you also appreciate their presence now that you've seen some life, now that you've experienced not only the Garden of Eden and paradise, if you will, but the flood and things being washed away and understanding what love really is. That person is now still with you. It could be a declaration of love. It could be towards a parent, maybe a conversation, a nod to mom or dad, someone a guardian who was there, who is still by your side through the terrors and the homicide. The parent that will nurture you, that will stay by your side through all of this, remembering the beginning with them and remembering their presence and the hardships. Maybe this is a song towards God, since it's talking about the Garden of Eden and the flood. Maybe saying, God, you're still by my side. You've been there through all the death, all the homicides and the terrors, all the destruction. Got me thinking to myself, we got a choice. We can still make some love in the day. It was not always this way. It is all right. I know we still have some pages to write. I love this. I think this is there's so much life here. And I think this is beautifully done. The musical composition layered by his strong vocal performance, layered by the songwriting is special to me because I'm hearing a person, especially now having read that this was 2 decades in the making for him. To me, it's this declaration of life. Maybe also a love letter to life. Maybe not just to God, but to life, personifying life and realizing you're by my side. I'm still alive. You've stayed with me through The homicides being the ending of someone's life. You've stayed with me through those terrors, through anything that could have happened. I still have love to make in the day. I still have pages to write. I think when you've seen enough hardships and you are brought back to life through whatever, a stressful, traumatic experience, coming face to face with your own death anxieties, with your own mortality, asking the hard questions as you get older, there is something so freeing when you can endure those, to put it into Psalm 23 words, the valley of the shadow of death, and you realize that there's a good shepherd bringing you through, be that God, be it a loved one, be it life itself. You get to the point where you understand why life is so fragile and what makes it so beautiful. And sometimes that does require looking at death, at terror, at homicide, at the hardships of the world to cherish life all the more and to realize my story isn't over. There are pages left to write. Ain't no stopping for my soul to be grateful. Ain't no stopping for my soul to be grateful. What an appreciation of a human being that is realizing what life is really about. When we come face to face with our mortality, and when we dare, as Dr. Irvin Yalom says, to stare at the sun, to deal with death, to think about it, to sit with it, it can allow us to either conclude that everything's meaningless, or it can allow us to conclude that every single thing is meaningful. And that this, right now, right here, is where you get to live. Not in the past, not in the future, right now. Savoring life. Ain't no stopping for my soul to be grateful. I love that lyric. We can't get less separate if you say so. That makes me think of a Bible verse that says, there's nothing that can separate us from the love of God. I think it says the love of Christ. But, regardless of your religious affiliation, I think there's such comfort in the idea that there is something that you cannot be separate from. A love that cannot separate you from it. Nothing, neither angels nor demons, nothing above or below, nothing in all creation can separate you from the love of God. And I think here this idea of we can get less separate if you say so makes me think, now that doesn't fit actually. We can get less separate. Oh, and this lyric here, we can get less separate if you say so, makes me think of a complete intimate connection with oneself, with God, with life, however you want to look at it, with a loved one, with a child, with someone you really care for. We can get less separate. There's already a connection here, but we can close that distance even further and get less separate if you say so. We don't need to pay attention to what they know. I know what I know. Wow! That type of confidence of realizing that you can spend your life working on trying to be like everybody else, comparing yourself, which is such a killer of joy. Comparison really is, to being constantly unsatisfied, constantly looking for external validation, external voices that tell you what life is about or what makes life worth living. Or you can learn to know what you know. That type of confidence and self-love and self-respect to look at the world and say, I know what I know. For the rest of my life, I will be open-eyed. That type of, it's this beautiful picture to me of someone who once was in the Garden of Eden, was innocent, saw paradise, has lived life, has seen horrors, homicides, and tragedy, has seen the flood, and is tapping back into that source of life. That place where you realize, I want my innocence back. I want my open-eyedness back. I want my curiosity back. I'm going to live life fully. No matter how unjust, they couldn't take love from us. Would you look at us? We're in the Garden of Eden, and I just love that hook. I want to live life like this. I want to live with you right now, like my first time. We're in the Garden of Eden. Like I said, it could be this beautiful love song of basically sticking to someone saying, I don't care what they say. I know what I know. We're here. We're going to live like this. I want to stay in this place. This is it. It could be a declaration to God, you and me, God. It could be the personification of life, this love letter to life, saying, we here right now. How long was I gone for? I've been waiting for a good day. How long was I gone for? This makes me wonder, is this a person who was struggling with depression, with anxiety, with losing purpose? There's many people that just live life, but there's no vision. There's a Bible verse that says a man, I know I'm quoting a lot of scripture right today, but it fits to the Garden of Eden concept, that a man without a vision perishes. When you have no purpose, when you don't know what the meaning of your life is, a lot of people are wasting away. And they seem alive from the outside looking in. They might even be healthy. They might even be thriving financially, but inside they feel so empty. And I wonder if that's what that is a nod for. When you forget where you come from, when you forget who you are, when you've lost all purpose, you're gone. You're emotionally gone, spiritually gone. Maybe this is an awakening song, someone that is coming back to life, so to speak. How long was I gone for, baby? I've been waiting for a good day. I've been waiting to see the light again. When you're struggling with depression, that could be a conversation about that, right? It's the floods and it's the horrors and it's the struggle, and you're gone. You're waiting for a good day. From my past to my future to just jump away. I've been waiting for a good day. From my past to my future to just jump away. I love the honesty here because I think that's where a lot of us get caught in. We're jumping from the past to the future, waiting for a good day, just waiting to just jump away. We're hoping that sometimes we romanticize the past, wishing we could undo that, or we're worrying or daydreaming about the future, never really alive. And then by the time we know it, we hit 40, 50, 60, and we go, oh my gosh, how did I end up here? Or we say, oh, I wish I would have known then what I know now. Well, the irony is that we don't know until we know. And for some reason, it was just designed that way, that you got to live life to experience it, to learn. And perhaps that's also where the beauty lies. If you just knew things by default, maybe you wouldn't really know them, appreciate them, because you didn't actually learn them. They were just deposited there. You just know. It just is. But when you have to attain something, when you actually have to work for it, when you have to live life to gain the wisdom, that's why it's wisdom. That's why it means something, because you had to gain it and you got there through living it. If I could move in here right now, then I'm going to stay. I've been really low down lately. I see extinction of experience. That part stood out to me because this is so relevant, more relevant than ever. Lost in our phones. We are lost and alone. The extinction of experience. So many people are lost in their phones and social media. We're isolated, we're hurting, and experience is going extinct. Watching someone do something is not experiencing it. As much as it might be fun, as much as we enjoy sharing our experiences, you watching me go hiking did not mean you experienced it. The only thing you experienced is looking at a photo. You have not been in nature. You have not smelt the flowers. You have not breathed the fresh air. You have not moved your body. You are not experiencing. You're just observing my experience if I'm outside. And so there's this human desire. There's something human about wanting to share our life with the rest of the world. But because we're lost in our phones, we're just observing. We're not actually experiencing life. And a lot of us spent a lot of time observing, not experiencing. It's the extinction of experience. Today we're testing every live shopping app, and then this ad pops up. Supposedly the future of shopping is live. The irony, right, of talking about shopping and consuming more, and how that is going to be live. This fake idea, live, this word live when it comes to social media is such a lie, because it has us believing it's alive, right? We watch a video. This was a live performance and it was awesome, and it hits different than a studio version, sure, but it's not alive. I'm still observing a recording from before, even though it was done live. These live experiences that they sell us on social media are not really alive. We're not there. We're not experiencing. We're just consuming and observing. And I think that this idea of live does something in our mind psychologically that makes us think it is more real. Oh, this is a live performance. This is a live show. This is a live broadcast. And we think, oh, we're there right now. And we think we're experiencing. It is a fake experience. It is a facade. It is a fata morgana, as it's called. When you're in the desert, you think there's water or there's an oasis, right? We're imagining. And all the while, our experience is going extinct. So I appreciate that contrast between how he is really singing about real life in contrast to what social media has us believing. Talking about social media live streams, just like this one. You have to scroll every 3 seconds to get details about the product. Isn't that crazy? Scrolling, consuming. We're stuck in a rut that has us missing out on life. We're not alive. Many of us are walking dead, zombies. Today, no forgiveness or grace. We lay in the beds that we make. I think this is a powerful lyric. He's talking about so many elements of the human experience, right? We spoke about the Garden of Eden and innocence before the flood. We're talking about true love and being alive to life. And now talking about no forgiveness. Where's there room for mercy? We lay in the beds we make, right? We end up in life laying in those beds that we made. And the irony is many of us, when we made those beds, didn't know what kind of bed it was going to be. But now we have to lay in it. I got to live with this. The jailer is not free. He isn't in it for his prisoners. He is in it for his prisoner's sake. Isn't that crazy? The jailer is not free. The man who jailed someone else, who imprisoned someone else, is not free himself. He's in it for the prisoner's sake. Isn't that crazy that a jailer has to be in prison too all the time? Sure, someone might argue he gets paid for it, but he ain't free either. He's stuck in that system for the prisoner's sake. If there were no prisoners, there wouldn't be no need for jailers. Okay? So I think that this is such a powerful double entendre, because that's how a lot of life is for many people. We imprison one another. We are imprisoned to social media. We're imprisoned to what we think other people know and don't know, and what we think we should be doing and what other people say. All along, we think, we're the jailer when we're the prisoners. We're stuck. My God, my love, we are flying apart from each other, my love. She's centrifugal force, my love. We all putting red paint on a red rose. Wow. Red paint on a red rose. I thought I heard him say road, but rose fits better. Instead of a real flower, a real rose, we're putting red paint on a red rose. What type of cover-up is that? What would you do if someone gave you a real beautiful red rose, but it was painted over with red? Isn't that such an oxymoron, such a paradox? But I think such an accurate poetic description of how many of us are living life. We're putting red paint on a red rose. Completely missing that. That specific lyric, talk to me in the comments right now. What does that mean to you? What does that symbolize? It's such poetry, but there's such depth and such truth behind those words. We all putting red paint on a red rose. Tell me what that means to you. I have a feeling many of you are going to have very good thoughts on it. My God, my love, I'm begging for permission to start living my life. And now we're getting to the crescendo of this. The whole world's been dying right in front of my eyes. Right now. Happiness now. I need happiness now. What a declaration. What a desperate plea to be alive, to feel. Because that's what many people long for. And I'm not talking necessarily hedonistic happiness, because I know plenty of people pursue that in life and find themselves just as empty and miserable because they're doing things for the wrong reasons. They're chasing pleasure to feel less dead and more alive. And it's still coming from a place of emptiness. But I'm talking about the human desire to really be happy. So many people truly long for happiness. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, right now. And we're chasing things that we think will give us happiness, when I think true joy is something very different that comes from the inside out. My purpose is you. That is my promise to you. I am yours. And now it becomes this beautiful build up to a full declaration as the chorus continues and the beautiful vocals in the background. We're in the Garden of Eden. I want to live life like this. I want to live with you right now like my first time. We're in the Garden of Eden. I love you with my heart, my soul. I'm yours. There's another scripture that says that we should love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength. This could be taken many ways. This truly could be a declaration to God and coming back to an intimate relationship with God, the cosmos, the universe. This could be a declaration to a lover and a desperate desire to come back to that beautiful intimacy, having really loved someone, wanting to be connected to them. Maybe a child, when you have a child, it changes how you look at life and death and the meaning of life. Maybe, as I said, a love letter to life itself, a declaration to life saying, I want to love you. I want to live. I want to live. And if you've been through death and you've been through hardships, if you lost someone or you've struggled with depression and anxiety and you see no more light, it is the most healing, enlightening, amazing experience to wake back up to life. It's a human desire, a plea in our souls to be woken back up to life, right? Bring me back to life, like Evanescence would sing. We would rock out to that back in the day. It was more than just a cool song, though. It was this, I want to be alive. I think this is so human because we are conscious organisms. We are conscious beings that long for more. I am yours. I want to live a life like this. I want to live with you right now, like my first time. So many key words that I think are psychologically very poignant, because it speaks on a shared human collective experience many of us can relate to. It speaks of the individual desire to really be alive, to feel love, to get back to that place, the Garden of Eden. Before you knew death, before you knew the difference between good and evil, before you tasted sin, so to speak. Sin, not necessarily just in the Christian sense, but in the sense of anything that feels corrupt, that is not lovely and honorable and pure and good. I am yours. I am yours. This could be taken so many ways, but I love the idea. I love the thought that this could be a love song for life. I'm going to live. I am so impressed with this song. What a piece of art. My gosh. My gosh. I am impressed. I had no idea this boy could sing. My gosh. All right, you guys ready for more? What else am I going to check out? Talk to me in the comments, and I'll see you on the next ride.